So today, we're doing a little bit of off-roading with our good friends, Brison and Julie Palmer from Kansas, who are up there ahead of us. But going to have them talk to you a little bit later. They're great human beings, been married a long time. They have a lot of good life advice for younger people, even people our age that are in their 30s, about finance, how to be successful, how to have a happy marriage. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoy.
Because my loneliness, hey, is killing me, and I must confess, I still believe when I'm not.
That's the investment I want to get as a drone.
Go in action.
So, all right, so everybody at home, these are our friends, Brison and Julie Palmer. And as I kind of mentioned a little bit on our way up here, we do a little off-roading with them today, and just checking out some awesome, beautiful scenery. But through getting to know these two wonderful people, they have some tremendous life advice. In school, we talk a lot about relationships, especially as a health and phys ed teacher. We talk a lot about relationships and marriage, and I try to talk about how to have a good relationship. But at the end of the day, these two are people that have tried and true experience of, being married and, really standing the test of time. And one of the things that I respect the most about them is their relationship. So I kind of wanted them to share a little bit some of their, maybe tips or things that have really worked for them in their life to help them have such a beautiful, wonderful marriage. So I don't know if you want to share anything that you can think of to help younger people, even people our age, in their 30s, to have the relationship that you guys have.
Well, all I can say is it doesn't start out all bliss and fun and games and everybody just having a good time. And when you start out, you have to work at it. It's not real easy. It takes years to get to know somebody, and it's not going to be perfect when you just start out. When you're young and you're doing things, and you're doing your thing, she was doing her thing, I was doing my thing. We just kind of had to work together and work things out. And as the years progressed, we got better and better at communicating with each other and learning how to treat each other better. Because you gotta be good to each other if you want your relationship to last, and you gotta work at it. It's just not gonna fall in your lap. You gotta be.
And communication is the number one.
You gotta communicate. You gotta tell each other how you feel, and not expect the other one to know how you feel. It's got several facets to it, and you got to work your way through it. And if you do those things, you will just get a better and better relationship as you'll
in
progress
any
together.
relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's
work,
any relationship.
There's some basics, that you got to work yourself through.
Yeah, that's something we were talking about earlier, communication. And I think as a young person, you want to think that your partner knows how you feel, or you want to think your partner, understands what you're going through. But at the end of the day, like, we're all just people, and nobody's a mind reader. So having, like they said, having some sort of open communication and telling one another how you feel is ultra important. And something we were talking about earlier with ego, when you're mad at each other, right? What when you're upset at each other, what's the best thing that you would suggest to kind of move past that hurdle?
Yeah, definitely don't hold it in. Definitely let your partner know how you're feeling. Communicate with them.
And you don't have to do it right at that moment.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's good to just step back.
Just step
and
back and maybe let them have their space. You have your space.
Decompress.
But definitely get it off your chest. If they're doing something that you didn't agree with or you weren't happy with, let them know so they can tell you why they were doing that, or just communicate.
Yeah.
Just let each other know how you feel.
Yeah. Something else that I respect so much about you too is you're both 50 years old, correct? And you're retired, fully retired, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
So you obviously handled your finances way better than the majority of people. What would be your, to somebody that's younger, somebody that's just graduating college, that is just got their first job, and they're all excited, they got all this money now that they never had before. What would be your recommendation from a financial standpoint to help them get to a situation where you're at or earlier, to be able to retire at a younger age and not wait till you're 60 or 65 or 70 or 80 years old? What would you suggest?
Well, one thing is I know with our own 2 children, they needed to have a budget.
Okay.
And a budget's important because when they're just spending randomly, they don't really know where their money's going. They didn't realize how much you're spending when they're going out to eat or on things that are not necessarily needs but wants. So prioritize, have a budget, know what your limit is, know what your income is coming in, and know what needs to be going out. So a budget's important. And to put money back. If you have a little money extra, put it back. Invest your money and start early, because that's where your money... That's why we're financially sound now, is because we started young.
Yeah.
Investing takes time, and time is your friend when it comes to investing. So you definitely want to do that, and you need to know that buying all this stuff, buying that brand new car, buying that that brand new house, buying those fancy clothes is a temporary fix to make you happy. Figure out what really makes you happy, and then you won't need to spend all your money on stuff on things
it's
that
okay
you will give away later.
Yeah.
And it's okay to talk to people. Use resources.
Yeah.
Talk to your parents. Talk to your friends. Talk to relatives, and reach out to people and know that you're not all by yourself. You're not alone.
Yeah.
There's lots of resources out there for you to pull from. And figure out what it is that does make you happy.
Right.
Do some, have some experiences.
Find what makes you happy, what truly makes you happy, because buying those things are a temporary happiness. Buying that new car, or buying that, it's going to make you happy for a little while, and then it could do the opposite. You could be so deep in debt that it makes you depressed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it takes you the wrong way. So I think financial freedom would make you happier than most any of those things you're going to buy.
Right, and that's where discipline comes into place, and that's where, like Brison and Julie said, finding what makes you happy rather than trying to fill a void with things to make you happy, because ultimately those things are just going to waste your money and ultimately leave you empty in the long run. And we're going to talk a lot more about that in the future. We're going to post a lot more videos about, different financial strategies, talk about happiness, talk about emotional thought versus rational thought, and when it comes to spending your money and things like that. So we'll talk more about that. Brison and Julie, thank you so much. I love you guys. It's been an honor to get to know you and be a part of your life, and an honor for you to be a part of our life. Also, you hear that? Don't go spending your money on junk like Chick-fil-A every damn day, kids. I know all you out there are going to Chick-fil-A and it's wrapped around the corner. So I love you. Thanks for watching. Peace.